And we have one qualifying match left. I believe the mainstream are currently covering Creator versus Bjorn, as Bjorn did 2-0 Future, advancing on to the next round. So my condolences to Future. He had a great start. He 2-0'd Australia, which is no easy feat, so very nicely done by our American Terran, but he did meet his end, meet his fate at the hands of Bjorn. So again, Bjorn versus Creator is taking place over on the mainstream, over on the Matcherino Africa channel. Meanwhile, we're here with our own match. Let's go. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner. Oh, hold on. There we go. Spawning in the top right hand corner of Dragon Scales, we have the South Korean Protoss player representing KranKy Gaming. It is herO. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Zerg player representing Mystery Gaming. Oh boy, it is RagnaroK. Who I believe went for a 14 hatch. You love to see it. 14 hatchery here from RagnaroK does secure his natural base. It's going to be overall a hatch gas pool opener. But with a 14 hatchery, it means that your base gets thrown down before the probe shows up. Just before the probe shows up, you actually get your base up and running, and you're able to actually have your natural. For those who are maybe not too familiar with ZVP, but for a very long time, for many years, ever since the COVID era of StarCraft, basically like 2020, it has become very common for the Protoss player to block the natural base and to force the Zerg player to take either the linear or the triangular third base instead. Did become very meta, but in the recent months of this year, the recent maybe 2 months, we have seen a lot of Zerg players experiment with some other openers. Eric kind of opened the door with the 15-15, with the 15 hatch, and a lot of Korean Zergs are now going for the 14 hatchery. We've seen players like RagnaroK, Solar, and Dark make use of that. But now we're getting into our game, into this PvZ. Now, because this natural base was taken, it does mean that RagnaroK is going to have an easier time defending against certain aggression. In general, it's better against Oracle play, and it's better against Glaive Adepts. And I think this is a wise choice. So, as you can imagine, a 14 hatchery is a little bit less economic. It's a little bit less efficient, which is why some Zerg players are a little bit against it. Just because it does slow down your economy, it slows down your drone count. But specifically against herO, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth sacrificing a bit of your economy in favor of a better defensive position, just because herO is notorious for his adept and oracle control. I brought it up against Gumiho. I was talking about how herO, his kind of like his spirit animal is the oracle and the adept together in one. You know, hand in hand. They come in and they kill everything. So I do think it makes plenty of sense. Meanwhile, herO is playing with his reputation. He goes for a Phoenix first, not an Oracle. Okay. So the Phoenix is going to be finding some of these Overlords. First Overlord is going to be going down. We have another Overlord out on the map as well. And there we go. It does turn around immediately. RagnaroK does have to try to preserve it, keep it alive. Damage is being done as the Overlords are being hunted down. We do still have some Oracles, and this can all come together. Adepts, Oracles, and Phoenixes. The Phoenix can lift up a Queen, and the Oracles can actually focus down the other Queen as well. Like this, if we bring it all together, it can snowball out of control in the mining bases of RagnaroK. So he does have to be careful. First Overlord does go down. And we do have herO now advancing on here with his Skytoss army. We have a third Oracle behind this. The Adepts are kept at home to make sure the third base gets up and running. Again, we're just looking for damage, but the Queens are all brought together, and RagnaroK has plenty to defend. Oh, as I say that though, here we go. The Queens are being slowed down. The Oracles dive into the natural, but no, they don't get any damage. They get one drone. That is not worth it. A lot of hull damage was already done. So far, a good start for RagnaroK. As more Lings are in production, actually. We're going to be cutting workers here a little bit earlier on. The Queens are waddling across the map. We're going all in here. 43 drones is all we need. Lings and Queens is all we have to work with. Now the all-in has been spotted, and we see herO reacting very quickly. As he reacts, we're droning. So it looks like because RagnaroK was scattered in the middle of the map, he recognizes that his opponent is probably going to defend, so he's transitioning as we speak. Lings, oh, they almost catch into death, but we have a lot of Glaveless Adepts here, and they can do surprisingly well against Lings. Here we go, the Adepts are forcing back all of these Queens. We have Oracles to help support them as well. The Lings are trying to force an activation of the Pulsar Beam, but they are not quite able to do so. Stasis traps are being thrown down as we speak as well, just zoning away the army. The Lings go first around, but massive stasis trap does go off on the Queens and the Lings. And with these stasises, it looks like herO is going to be able to clean this up and shut this down. Very nicely done. Thankfully for RagnaroK, he was already droning. He was already trying to get out of this, but this is still a big loss for RagnaroK. Like, he still committed a lot of resources here, and he's not getting a return. He's not getting a return on his investment. He's just burning money, burning resources, as he tries to bounce back. After that loss, I do want to say that herO's in a better position. He's up to 5 Oracles. Now, herO may be slightly behind in the worker count, but he's even on bases. This is better for the Protoss. herO is mining more efficiently, and with 5 Oracles, mate, we can get some things done, Bobby. We can kill some Queens, we can kill some drones, we can kill some bases, we can do whatever we want. And here we go, 5 Oracles zoom on into the main base. They get eyes on the Hydra Den of all things. They could have gone for it. I feel they could have maybe tried to focus it down. Oh, no, never mind. Sorry, that was the Evo Chamber. Hydra Den is behind the mineral line, so a lot more protected. 4th base is going to be under threat. Lings try to go for a counterattack, but no, herO is in position. Oh, and that's a kill. Not a cancel. RagnaroK slipping up a little bit there. A little bit of miscontrol. Did not cancel in time. That is 300 minerals down the drain for the Zerg. But thankfully for RagnaroK, his tech survived. His Hydra's on the way. Ling Bane Hydra is going to be the composition of choice, or Ling Hydra going to be the composition of choice here for RagnaroK, and it can do quite well against Oracles, against specifically Blink Stalker Oracle. Charge Archon is something a little bit different though. We're not quite there yet, but we're working towards it. As the Lings are trying to be active here, trying to pick up whatever they can, but the Prism does keep everything alive. We have another massive warp in of Zealots as herO is looking to hit the field. Hit the field running. Charging even. Hydra's though, really good positioning here in the mineral line. Good denial of surface area. It looks like RagnaroK is going to force this back. herO just doesn't have the firepower that he needs. Cannot bust in, not yet. As the Lunkers are on the horizon. RagnaroK taking on up even further into his Lurkers. He has the room for it. He has the freedom. He has the power. Meanwhile, herO, likewise, working towards his own siege units, is working towards his 2nd Robo and a Bay. So this should be for double Colossus production, or even Disruptors. Colossus are good against Ling Hydra, or Ling Bane Hydra. Disruptors are good against everything. Just high risk, high reward. Specifically against Lurkers, you do want Disruptors. They are a little bit more reliable for you. But of course, the Lurkers haven't been scouted. From my understanding, the Lurker Den, has not been seen. The Hive has, of course. That's not the specific tech. As we do have herO setting up defensively. Instead, we have a massive field of stasis traps all over the place, thanks to the 5 oracles, of course, which I believe are still alive. Or I think we're down to... No, yeah, still have 5. Still 5 oracles being very active, just throwing down stasis traps at every turn. herO is in a really secure position, and I was about to say in a secure position for Skytoss, and that's exactly what he's doing. We have +1 air attack on the way. herO, he lost a little momentum earlier. He lost his advantage, so what do we do when we're behind? Skytoss. Let's go. We should be seeing a second Stargate and a Fleet Beacon momentarily. It looks like herO wants to make sure that he is safe and secure first. And I don't blame him. Wants to make sure that he has a large enough ground army to keep him alive to begin with, and then he can tech up, and then he can get ready with his production, with his Fleet Beacon. Before that does happen, Lings and Hydras have already arrived, and yeah, we're going to be able to focus down quite a bit. But now, after the little skirmishes that we just saw, there it is. Stargates and Fleet Beacon, the Lunkers have been revealed. Oh my god, we're gonna get a surround as well. herO losing a big chunk of his army. And now RagnaroK has the momentum. Now he can keep on pushing. He needs to keep on pushing before the Skytoss gets underway. We don't really have too much stack defense here. We're not ready for this. herO wasn't ready. Oh, the disruptors have arrived. Looks like the disruptors are enough to force back RagnaroK. He doesn't have enough to support his forces here. He's lacking some Lings. Oh, Asneva's going to be going off. One lurker goes down. Second one almost falls as well. Oh my god, we yoinked the High Templar into the army. Massive storm goes off on RagnaroK. I'm pretty sure that was a misclick. I'm pretty sure he wanted a disruptor, not a High Templar. Ay. And with that, hero's doing a great job at trading, at threatening the army. I don't know how I feel about this, but we do have Tempests on the way. So Tempests are really good in like the super late game, specifically against siege units. Like Tempests are good against Broodlords and I guess Lunkers as well, but mainly Broodlords. Because you can bully and zone away the Zerg army. If RagnaroK is able to get into something like Corruptors though, then I do think that the Tempest can be more of a liability than anything. Especially because we don't have Broodlords, for example. But we'll see. We'll see how this does unfold. As Lings once again go for a counterattack. The Lurkers are looking for a way in. Tempests have been revealed, and we have the Spire about to finish up for RagnaroK. He should be holding on to his resources. He should be holding on to his larva. He needs to start working on those Corruptors. As herO takes a pretty good fight. He wants to capitalize on it. He wants to try to catch whatever he can. Another Lurker goes down. The last herO doesn't have enough to keep on pushing, and he's going to be forced to turn back around. Do you have RagnaroK buying time, going for these Lurker counterattacks, these run-bys, trying to find a way in. So we're keeping up on bases. RagnaroK taking his 6th as we speak. herO still on 5 bases. Bases are under threat. herO actually going to be mixing in a couple of carriers, thankfully, and a mothership. -400, -400. Love to see it. Mothership is on the way. herO has max, but the problem becomes, well, the question becomes, can herO take another hatchery? Or can he get another Nexus? Can he take another base? Can he expand? Or is this what we see? Is what we see what we get? Boy, that is the question. As hero's going to be rotating in between the bases. Lurker Spine's going to be going off here on those cannons, but hero's going to be able to hold on. He is maxing out here on a superior army. Hydra's Lurkers are getting caught out. Oh my god! Big spines go off, but the High Templar, they do barely survive. Up. RagnaroK, he wants them. But he won't get them. He will not get them. Meanwhile, Vipers and Corruptors being zoned away by those Tempests. Ooh. Feedback's go off as well. We have one Viper left with energy. We can still yoink. We can still abduct. Or even powerbomb. We have the energy for it. Oh no, the High Templar! Oh, the stasis shots barely go off, but a couple of High Templar are going to be going down to the Lings. There are the feedbacks. The powerbomb will connect on the Tempest, but powerbomb isn't really what we're looking for. Oh, we're diving on in! Oh my god, but we run into storms. RagnaroK, he's bleeding out a lot. He's going to get a couple of carriers and a couple of Tempests, but he has no detection. Meanwhile, herO has been losing some probes, but alas, he's able to rotate to keep up with the army movements. He's going to be bleeding out some of these Tempests. Again, really good pickups here from from RagnaroK. But this push feels like too much. It looks like herO has done it. He's been able to turtle up and stabilize, and then some as well with this army. We do have RagnaroK trying to break through, but he is running out of units, running out of steam, running out of anything. GG gets called, and herO fights back, taking game number 1. GG. Just turtling on up, hunkering down on 5 bases. Oof. And yeah, was able to end up maxing out on a pretty solid army. Had a handful of Tempests, carriers, Archons as well to support on the ground, and the High Templar for the storms for those feedbacks. Very well done. We have game number 2 upon us. Let's go. And here we go, spawning in the top left hand corner of Neo Humanity, we have the South Korean Protoss player representing KranKy Gaming. Oh. Currently leading the series at 1-0 in this best of 3. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Neo Humanity, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Zerg player representing Mystery Gaming. It is RagnaroK. Here we go, and yeah, RagnaroK, he honestly had a really good start. I say really good start. He had a really solid mid game. I do think that he had a window. He had a timing where he had lunkers, and herO didn't. herO didn't really. Oh, sorry. Obviously, herO didn't. But herO didn't really have too much of an answer for it. herO, he was cutting corners. He was very light when it came to gateway units. Like, he had very few stalkers, very few charge loads. He was heavily reliant on disruptors and storms, keeping him alive, trying to survive long enough to get into Skytoss in the end, and he was able to do so. It was quite close. I do feel like things were being cut very close there, but he made it in the end, and RagnaroK unfortunately had a really awkward transition into those Corruptors, into the answer to Skytoss, unfortunately. Oh. And things escalated very quickly from that point. And now we're going into another small map. We have Neo Humanity before us. Another, the smallest map in the map pool, and as a result, a similar, we're probably going to be seeing a similar playstyle. I imagine herO is going to be starting off a little bit aggressive in the face of his opponents, as we saw in that last game. But if things go awry, if RagnaroK does force him back, if RagnaroK stabilizes, this is a damn good map for SkyToss. We have seen herO go into SkyToss many a time. And yeah, I expect him to do it again. You know, if there was a map to do it on, it would be Near Humanity. It would be. Now, to be fair, I'm sure RagnaroK is aware of that. I'm sure he knows about herO's tendencies to go into SkyToss, and I'd like to believe that RagnaroK either plans on ending the game earlier or having a more seamless transition into Corruptors, into Spellcasters, into Vipers, into that kind of late game composition. As Lings are already chipping away across the map, the Adept is going to be able to come out in time. We should be seeing it cancelled. There we go. So good reaction here from herO. He doesn't lose much of anything. He does force those Lings back. Does force them back in the end, and yeah, RagnaroK, he was just trying to be a little bit cheeky early on with those Lings. Didn't really find too much damage. Likewise, hero's across the map with his first Adept, and is gonna be fended off by the units here of RagnaroK. And he even shuts down the Adept. That's actually pretty huge. With the death of that Adept, suddenly hero's not going to have as much firepower here to really threaten RagnaroK, as this time there was no Phoenix first, it was an Oracle opener. Spores are on the way, Queens are in position, the first Oracle isn't really going to find too much damage. And because of the first Adept going down, RagnaroK is even going to be threatening... Oh, sorry. Threatening the bases. I do apologize for the overlay. It's fixed now, it's fixed. I knew I forgot something. It's getting to me a little bit, not gonna lie, it's getting to me. It's been quite a broadcast already. And I do have to get some food after this, just before WTL. Oh boy. How is the brain gonna function? We'll find out. We will find out as the Adepts threaten a shade in towards the natural, but they don't quite commit. Again, just going to be focusing on clearing up creep. Don't expect us to dive on in, as we do see RagnaroK once again getting another surround, catching these Adepts. Ooh. They somehow survive, though. They slip into the natural base. They should finally go down, but they get 3 more drones. Pretty good damage already here from herO. Massive stasis trap going off at the third base as well. My god. I heard the stasis in the main. I didn't even hear the stasis here at the third. Again, herO doing so much with only Adepts and Oracles. Only he can do that. Now, Max is decent at it as well, to be fair. Not bad, not bad. Oh. So we do see RagnaroK once again moving out, trying to force a reaction, maybe even a warp in, maybe even catching herO with his pants down, but alas, pants are up. herO is able to defend. And he's going to be transitioning out of this. We have Blink +1, a much more standard setup here for the herO style of play. I'm going to be keeping my eye on the gateways and whether or not we see a 4th base. Now, wait, we're taking more gases. We're working towards a 4th. I was going to say that another popular build on this map is like a 7 to 9 gate all-in, which we have seen herO do, but it looks like that's not his setup here on Near Humanity. I mean, he doesn't need to, right? I mean, yeah, it's no real need to try to go for that. And yeah, from here, herO, he's going to be playing a much more standard style, which feels good. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen herO play like herO. Or him actually like incorporate the massive Blink Stalkers. He has to be careful not to be caught out though. Blink isn't done. Uh-oh. Oh, this is already a big loss here for herO. 4 Stalkers go down, and that is a pretty big deal. At the same time, more stage traps going to be going off. Oh, don't want to come back too soon. The Queens do get trapped, but these Lings are doing so much for themselves. Swarm hosts? Alright. Okay. You have my attention, RagnaroK. You have my attention. as more safety traps don't quite get underway here, but we have 10 Swarm Hosts in production. Going Swarm Hosts against Blink Stalkers is bold. Bold move. Once again, here trying to throw down a couple of aggressive stasis traps. It's not going to work out for him. Forced to throw them down behind the army instead. Fourth base will fall. And RagnaroK is going to be rotating on over here towards the main army. Does catch the oracles as they were left idle. herO slipping up. Uh-oh. And the Swarm Host, there's not even a Nidus. They just waddle across the map. Waddle on back home. Locust Wave goes off, and there's not a lot here to defend. hero's being forced all in. It's all or nothing as the Nexus does go down. herO stuck on a 2-base economy. He does blink on 4. He takes Biles to the face. The Prism is being focused down. No more warp ins. herO is running out of steam. To be fair, a lot of the supply of RagnaroK are tied up in these Swarm Hosts, but if they do reset, if they do recharge, we can hold. We are holding. Ravagers are being focused on one after the other. RagnaroK trying to defend here, trying to muster up an army with his reinforcements. The blinks are looking good, and there's that Locust Wave. herO has to respect it. He has to back off. He has to wait for it to run out, and that is going to give enough time for RagnaroK to rebuild. Oh. Killing the center base is not enough. herO needs to do more than this. Another Locust Wave goes off. I love it. RagnaroK, he did stagger his waves. Does blink aggressively here. He's going to take some Biles to the face, though. Again, another really good trade here against these Ravagers and Roaches. We do see herO taking a good fight. Oh my god, he does it! GG! His blink control was insane. RagnaroK, he just had to survive, and he just barely couldn't. herO does it. He takes the series 2-0. I can't believe it. GG. One thing I can't believe that RagnaroK fought for that base. I can't believe that RagnaroK decided to just step his foot down and say, no, I'm holding on to my fourth. herO was on 2 base. He was only on 2 bases. RagnaroK could afford to lose that hatchery, but no, he decided he was being a little bit greedy, maybe misjudged the situation, maybe over-anticipated himself. Maybe he over-anticipated himself as, yeah, he did try to take that fight at that 4th base. His Locust Wave still was on cooldown, and herO took that opportunity to just focus on the Roaches, the Ravagers, everything else. Barely he won that game. I do think that if RagnaroK had backed the hell off, waited for another wave of Locusts, you know, just consolidated his army, waited for reinforcements, given up that hatchery, then he would have been in a much more commanding position. To be fair, though, I also did think that even though RagnaroK didn't have to fight for that 4th, I thought he could protect it, but I guess not. God, hero's control was insane. GG, well played. Congratulations to herO as he does make it through. To a qualifying match. And does he have an opponent waiting for him? It looks like he does. Oh, and what a banger of a series it's going to be as we switch our scenes over. I know it's a little bit hard to see. I know it's a little bit small down there. And we can stretch this out. Hold on. Down here we can see Bjorn did 2-1 Creator. Creator was eliminated. Bjorn advances onto a qualifying match. Likewise, herO also 2-0s RagnaroK and advances onto a qualifying match. herO versus Bjorn is the final series of the night. It all ends with another TVP. Say another one. We've cast a lot of TVPs, but just casted a PvZ, to be fair. It's going to come down to either a Terran or a Protoss to make it on through either Bjorn or herO. Now, as much as I would love to cast that, as much as I would love to keep this rolling, the qualifying matches have all been taking place on the main stream. Being casted by, shout out to Kozan, the Alpha X caster. I don't know if he's still on Alpha X. I don't know if Alpha X are still a thing. But regardless, he is going to be casting. He's going to be providing coverage for the main event over on the Matcherino channel. yeah, they got you covered. I'll post a link. I'll post a link in the chat. Un momento, papi, un momento. I'll post it in the chat for you guys. Oh, I can't. Never mind. Never mind. I actually don't think I can chat right now. But if you go over to the Team Liquid, website, to the calendar, or maybe you could try to search for it. It is kind of like the URL that you see above me. AfreecaTV.com/CranKyDucks. I believe it's /Matcherino. /Matcherino. I actually can't chat right now. I don't know why. I don't know why, but regardless, they have you covered there with herO versus Bjorn. I don't believe there is a raiding feature here, so we won't be able to raid their channel. Regardless, check them out, as they will have that final series for you guys. They'll have that final series, so be sure to support the Matcherino channel and the Matcherino casters as well. Matcherino, they don't just host events, they don't just sponsor, but they also have a pro StarCraft team as well. You know, they recently signed players like Demi, Estrella, Future, RagnaroK. They have a StarCraft pro team, which is really cool to see. As yeah, we are going to be heading off here for the afternoon, I should say. If you enjoyed the casting and if you want some more Cranky Duckling action, then we're going to be on Twitch. We're going to be on Twitch in 2 hours. Oh my god. Oh, I don't have that much time. We're going to be live on Twitch in 2 hours. 2 hours and 14 minutes. We're going to be live with World Team League with WTL. So if you want some more StarCraft action, if you are still unsatiated, even with that Matcherino match coming up next, or the qualifying match, if you still want some more StarCraft, we're going to be live with IG versus Shopify Rebellion. So we're actually going to be casting some more Bjorn in a couple of hours. Let me just double check the lineups. We're going to be casting Bjorn, Lambo, and Scarlet tonight. So if you're interested, we got you covered with WTL. Likewise, we're also going to be casting Platinum Heroes versus Starlight Twinkle, DNS Goblin Showdown, the Protoss lineup of Platinum Heroes versus Nice, Cham, and Rewhite. Ooh, the lineup of Starlight Twinkle, another very important match. So yeah, WTL is upon us in 2 hours and 12 minutes. So if you're interested, we got you covered on Twitch. Cranky Ducklings on Twitch. Not here on Africa. We only stream here on Africa when we have to. I think we've only streamed here 3 times. We streamed here for the Africa Champions Cup #1 qualifiers, and also the GSL qualifiers as well. And we're going to be live here next week, so make sure to follow us. We're going to be live here on Africa next week with the 2nd Korean qualifier of the Africa Champions Cup. So if you enjoyed the casting, if you enjoyed the qualifier, if you want to know who else makes it through and who comes out on top, then be here next week for qualifier number 2. I believe we're also going to be casting not just the 2nd Korean qualifier, but we're also going to be casting the global qualifier as well. The Korean qualifier is of course region locked. The global qualifier is open to all regions, all Europe, Americas, Korea as well. So yeah, we'll be covering that as well. I believe that is on the 16th. That is next week. Oh boy, so back to back. Korean qualifier and global qualifier. It's gonna be a busy day. Oh my, I don't even know if I can cast it, actually. I'm looking at it. We'll do our best. We'll do our best, man. We'll do our best. Just because of WTL. WTL is next week as well, so and that does take priority. But regardless, with that, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. If you want to support us, check us out on Twitch. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. All of our VODs, whether they're VODs on Africa or VODs on Twitch, they are all uploaded to our YouTube channel. So we got you covered there if you want some of that VOD action. Otherwise, I believe the VODs will also be available here on Africa as well. So yeah, you can always tune in to the matches that have already come and gone. Outside of that, again, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thank you so much for your support. We're going to be heading off for now. I'm going to go get some food, get some water, rest up, and get ready once again for some World Team League. See you soon. Until then, bye.